Hello! I am the Witch of Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a reading for Pisces moons. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. You may notice a thumping noise in the background that is in lots of my videos. That's just my cat Cheralyn. It's that one. Yeah, I think so. She likes to play. I call it. No, she's playing with something else. I don't know. Okay, but she likes to play around in the background of my video. So if you hear any noises, that's what it is. Just Cheralyn. But anyway, as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths. To ground yourself, center yourself, get comfy. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, Pisces moons. Let's take a look. So for the oracle card, we have wholeness with Aquarius and water. All right, and then for the tarot cards, we have Ten of Swords, Page of Wands, Seven of Cups reversed, Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Athames reversed, and Seven of Pentacles. So, right off the bat with this Ten of Swords here, never a fun card to see, but I think there's also a very nice sense of peace that you can eventually feel with Ten of Swords, because as you can see, we have this person here who has been stabbed in the back 10 times with 10 swords, right? This card is about betrayal, being betrayed by somebody and feeling like you've got stabbed in the back like that, right? But you'll see that this person is very much still alive. They're okay. It's not the end of them, right? And they're reaching out for that broom, right? Reaching out to build themselves back up again, right? So having that there, I definitely am getting the feeling that this is not a recent thing, or at least not relatively recent. I think this is just showing something that some kind of betrayal, hi Cheralyn, something that happened a while ago. But we have this Eight of Pentacles below it, and that's all about learning, right? What lessons were you able to learn from that, right? Because usually being betrayed does teach you a really good lesson, right? Somewhere in there. It's really painful. It's really frustrating. But there is usually something behind it, right? Whether it's like, oh yeah, I knew I shouldn't have trusted that person. Or, wow, I should have, listened to my gut more. I should have noticed when that red flag happened, right? what can you take with you in the future, right? Like, oh, if somebody says or does this, next time I won't give them the benefit of the doubt, whatever it is. So definitely keep that in mind there. Going forward, though, we have Page of Wands with Knight of Athame reversed, which are definitely two very different energies. Just a side note, if you're new to my readings, these cards at the top here, they represent the outer world, the physical world, the reality, what's going on in front of you. And these cards at the bottom represent your inner world, what's going on in your head, your emotions, your thoughts, things like that. So I think, taking this broom and deciding to, pick yourself up and move on to this next thing. That's what Page of Wands is about. Creating something new, starting something new, maybe it's just a new chapter of something, right? Oh, hey, Lynn. Oh, she got... There you go. She just got her nail stuck. She's all good. She's okay. Anyway, embarking down this new path, right? It's, oh, that's her tail. This thing, if you're seeing that. That's what you're doing, right? That's great. That's good. And we have it upright. So like definitely some good steps are being taken. Things are going in a good direction. But having Knight of Athame reversed below that, it definitely signifies that there's still some unresolved emotions within yourself, right? Definitely chances are this will not really get resolved, right? When somebody hurts you like that, it a lot of times that just is what it is, right? You just have to pick yourself up and move on. But it's still important to at least resolve those emotions with yourself. What's going on inside you? Maybe if you did make some mistakes, not blaming yourself for it so much, right? There's no point in that. So I think like even though, yes, things are going in a good direction after that, which is good and valid, Knight of Athame reversed is very headstrong, very way too chaotic, way too all over the place, right? And not thinking very logically, being very impatient, being very impulsive, being a little too headstrong, like I said. Yeah, so I think, make sure you're allowing yourself that time and space to like heal from that, right? To, again, forgive yourself for the situation if that's what you need to do. If there's some anger or whatever it is, resentment, try to resolve those things in yourself, because again, even though it might be good now and everything on the outside might be fine, or is, this doesn't just go away, right? It can lead to more problems. It can make things worse down the line, right? So talking about down the line with Seven of Cups reversed, that's about decision making. Specifically when it's reversed, it's like making a decision and just nothing feels good. Nothing feels right. It seems like there aren't any good decisions, right? That's what I'm saying. When you don't resolve these things and it just kind of festers, right? That's how you might end up in a position that could have been avoided, where you maybe made some mistakes along the way, or, because of not being able to resolve the previous mistakes, you just end up in that kind of situation where there are no good options. You might end up getting to a point where you're stuck at a crossroads and both directions look bad. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what the kind of situation that this can represent. So that's what we want to avoid, right? Seven of Pentacles is about seeing the fruits of your labor, right? Working really hard and then starting, the beginning stage of starting to see the results, starting to see the progress. but of something that you've been working towards for a long time, maybe a relatively long time. So I think that might be the issue here when and if this arises, which we don't want it to, right? That's what we're avoiding by solving this, is when it gets to that point where, you've gone down this road and you're finally starting to get here to where like these, you should be able to see these fruits of your labor, starting to get a little bit of that reward back. That's when this difficult decision situation could pop up. And actually, that's a lot of what this wholeness card, Oracle card, points to. It's very similar and connected to the Seven of Pentacles, where, I'll just say the wholeness card itself is about like that culmination, right? When you've been working really hard and you're towards the end of it. And that's when you're starting to see the rewards and all of that, getting back what you put into it. So I think we're just trying to avoid a difficult situation that could happen at that really great time that we want to look forward to, right? So yeah, ultimately it just comes down to trying to solve this, right? Learning from this. Bless you. That was a big sneeze. Learning from this difficult, awful situation and resolving that within yourself. Definitely. I'll pull one more card just to see if I can get it any more specific. Oh, here we go. I didn't even have to ask the question. Three of Wands reversed. Okay, well, the question I was intending to ask was, what's a specific thing you can do to help resolve all of this, right? So, okay, bear with me, because I have to kind of explain this in vague terms, because obviously this is a general reading, so I don't know your specific situation. But I'm going to lay this out as clear as I can. Let's use the example of like a relationship. So let's say you were in a relationship and, they blindsided you, they broke up with you, they did this horrible thing. Who knows what happened, but it ended up ending badly. So now you're in a place where you're moving on to the next relationship, hopefully a better one. And however, you are still feeling this very reckless way, right? Maybe you're trying to get into a new relationship, but you're kind of just going for anybody because you just want to be with somebody. Or you are continuing to overlook red flags because, I got one goal in mind and I'm going to do whatever I can to get there, even if it's not the best decision in the long run. That's that reverse Knight of Athames, Knight of Swords energy. Is just, I have one thing in mind and I don't care what happens, I'm just going to get it. But it's like in a very reckless, ultimately negative way. Helen, please don't distract me. I gotta say this the right way. Okay, give me 1 second, Helen. All right, that. So, moving on to this next relationship. You're in this relationship, and what do you know? It's a good one. Helen, please, I'm going to mess up if I don't say all this right now. Okay, you're in a next relationship. It's all good. Things are like maybe getting to different levels. Maybe you're talking about like moving in with them, getting married, whatever like a next level looks like for you. And now all of a sudden there's this thing that comes up, right? Right when you're at this point where you're about to take this next step, or you're about to now all of a sudden, because of these unresolved issues, some problem comes up, right? Something's not handled the correct way. You might have handled something wrong because you didn't do this, or take care of this the way that you should have. So now that this situation has popped up, this indecision or difficult decision, your Three of Wands reversed, which is being unable or struggling to really take next steps towards whatever that ultimate next step is, right? For example, marriage, right? You're at this point where you want to get engaged. You're like, okay, this is my person. I'm ready. This is what I want. And then this situation pops up and now you're like, well, I wanted to, get engaged to this person, and I'm really struggling to see a future, So what this Three of Wands is telling us is to be looking ahead, look forward, right? Look at this next situation, relationship, for example, and say, all right, what can I do to prevent this from happening again, right? Was there any role that I played in this? Was there any bad decisions on my end, right? Almost like in a planning ahead kind of sense. Okay, I hope that makes sense. This is a pretty straightforward reading. I'm just... Sometimes it's hard when I have to speak very, generally. Because, of course, I don't know your specific situation. But that is the advice these cards are giving you. But having that said, if you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. But, I hope this doesn't make you feel scared. The point of this is that this is preventable. That's the point I'm trying to make. So as long as we can resolve this, no need to worry about that. And we can get to this. You know what I'm saying? Which, of course, I'm wishing you lots and lots of luck with all of that. I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye.